Yeah, that's just me.
Okay. Hi, welcome again. I'm Craig, the OIM, and you are?
Peter.
And you're here with?
Salt separation services.
Okay, so for the RO unit,
yes.
Yeah? Okay. And you're Paul, I met you earlier. And Paul, you've been on the Delta and the Alpha in the past year?
Yes.
Okay, great. So you've already had an induction recently. So what we might do is curtail your induction a little bit to suit the fact that you've had all these videos already before. So we can get down to the part meeting. And Peter, when was the last time you went to a Brent platform?
I haven't ever been.
You've never been on a...
No.
You've been on a Shell platform?
Yes.
When was the last time?
A few years ago. It's got to be 4 or 5 years ago.
So there's going to be some things that are new for you. When was the last time you were offshore?
Again, about 4 or 5 years ago.
Ooh, okay. All right. So a refresher all around. Now, normally you would have been, since you just got on, you haven't done this, but you'd be shown about the place, you'd be shown your muster point, you'd meet a few people before you meet me, Peter, but that'll all happen either tonight or tomorrow. And the reason we do that, the reason we have this induction, we show you some things, is from the very beginning to make sure that there's very clear expectations for everybody. And when I say the words clear expectations, I feel the need to clarify because an assumption falls in there usually. When I'm saying clear expectations, you can assume that it's Craig's expectations of Peter or Craig's expectation of Paul. That is a very, very small amount of what I'm talking about. There's 140 some odd people out here, and there's a big team that's been out here for quite a while. There's a big company of Shell, and what I mean by those expectations, making sure those are clear from the beginning, should be the expectations that you have of this organization that's here to support you. And the vision I get is that once you start leaning back into that and you settle back into that, and it supports you, and you have confidence that it's there, that you're comfortable with that organization, that's what I'm targeting. So yeah, it's a bit about playing the game correctly for yourself, but it's much more about what you can expect of the team you're joining than what they expect of you. And I just think that's fair. I think that's a fair way to go about doing it. So a lot of the things about your induction are about what and how. What you can and can't do, how you should do things, how you shouldn't do things, all the rules of the game, those kinds of things. My bit, I like to frame in the sense of the why. Why we do those things, why those things are important, why it's important to me and the people that work with me, why the team functions the way it does. So a very simple thing, what I care about and why that drives me. When I get off the helicopter and I step on the deck here, although I've got a Shell logo on my coveralls and on my hard hat, I consider myself not to be working for Shell. There's a very clear image for me who I work for. Shell pays my salary, they put my kids through school, they put food on my table, that's all very nice. But someone said goodbye to you before you came here. Someone waved goodbye to you at the door, or maybe kissed you goodnight the night before you left early in the morning. That's the person I report to. That's who I work for. They sent me you. That's the most important thing to them. They won't care if we don't have the production figures that we were looking for. They won't care if something fell off the platform, landed in the sea. They won't care if we screwed everything up while you were out here. What they will care about is when you come home, if you have a smile on your face when you get off the helicopter, or if you come home sick or injured or otherwise in a bad state. So if I'm really reporting to them, if my key deliverable is to send you home, then what I'm all about out here is putting happy people on helicopters. If you can help me do that, if you can help me accomplish that goal, thank you. But if you think you're helping me by taking those shortcuts, adding a little bit of risk to try and get something done a little bit quicker, or maybe doing something a little bit outside the boundaries of what we normally expect to get a better result for the business, you're not helping me. You're not helping me accomplish anything that I'm really here to do. So please remember that. I always feel that way. My decisions are that way. The guys who work for me directly and my heads of department feel that way. We'll still get all that other production and we'll get the cost savings. We managed to do it. But we always remember what's important, and we'll never let that suffer. So please help me do that. Help me send you and other people home safely, and I'll thank you very much for your support on that. Second thing, has a lot to do with being new to a situation. If you're new to a situation, the world is going to move faster than you can take it at times. So for example, you can be sitting in a room like this, or maybe a tea shack, and there's a toolbox talk happening, and someone says, we'll do step A, B, C, D, E, and you say, well, step D seems really strange. Could you explain it to me? And then they go to great lengths to explain it to you, bringing out graphs and diagrams and 3D charts and everything. And you think to yourself, well, that looks very fancy. I still don't understand it, but everybody's nodding their heads. I'll just go along with the crowd, but I still don't know what they're on about. Or maybe somebody asks you, can you go up and get that thing upstairs? You say, yeah, sure, right away, boss. And you go upstairs and you look at it and you realize, that's pretty heavy. I could probably manage it. I'll be all right. Actually, I probably should get somebody else to help me. There's a fella, ooh, he looks busy. I better not bother him. There's someone else, ooh, he's a supervisor. I better not bother him. I can't remember his name. How embarrassing. I won't bother him. I'll just get it myself. Or maybe you see me walking around and you know there's something sharp in there, and you see me about to reach my hand in, and you don't stop me because I'm the OIM, or because someone else will probably stop him, or he must know, he's probably not going to do that. He knows what's in there already. Please stop me and tell me I'm being stupid. Even if I wasn't going to do that, I'd say thank you for thinking about me and trying to protect me. Ask the third question. Admit that you're ignorant about something. Don't and explain if you have to. I don't want anybody to get hurt as a result of me not understanding what's going on here. And by God, if you'd been here for 3 or 4 months, you'd know, never mind 30 years, you'd know not to pick that up, that nobody wants you to, that it was foolish to ask you in the first place. And that person would probably get a bollocking instead of you for asking you to do something that you shouldn't be doing. But you knew, so you might be eager to please, so you might go and pick it up. Or you might be reluctant to seem stupid, so you just say, yeah, I understand. Or you might not want to interrupt somebody that looks busy, so you won't stop me from hurting myself. Please step over that boundary. I realize it's difficult. I realize it's a challenge. But I'm trying to create an environment for you right from the beginning where you understand that the people out here will accept that behavior. They'll welcome it. They'll be very happy for you if you do that sort of thing. The last bit I'll leave you with is, you've met me, you've probably met a few people on board that are supervisors or in supervisory roles. You'll still meet some in the course of the night and tomorrow. You see up there, there's some pictures on the wall of all the guys that are in the team leaders. You've got everything from the TCI up to the operations supervisor, inspectors, and deck foremen. You've got 971 rep pictures on the wall over there. We don't do that just because we want to advertise how beautiful everybody is. There's a large group of people out here that want to help you with any problem you might have, whether it be something to do with work, the procedures you're following or not following, the way people are supporting you or not supporting you, people, me, things going on at home. You can have problems in all sorts of different ways and shapes. I don't want you to be alone with those problems. None of these people do. The only thing stopping us from helping you is that we don't know what to do. You have to ask. So please ask. And if you don't know who to ask me, or ask a 971 rep, or ask Kira the medic that you're going to meet. And we'll probably be able to find something to help you sort it out. If we can't, well, a problem shared is a hell of a lot easier to take than being all alone. You're out in the middle of the ocean. You're on a little steel and concrete platform. You can't even see land from here. It can get very frightening if you're all alone with the problem and you're in a stressful situation. There's nothing that you could possibly do out here within the realms of legality that would surprise me. And stepping forward and admitting that you made a mistake is not a sign of weakness. It's not a sign that it's not something you should be stressful about. I make mistakes all the time. Everybody here does. We realize that. We're here to support you after the result has been had. We're not here to give you trouble. So please step forward, ask for help and support, no matter what it might be. And yeah, we're ready to come to the rescue, or at least say, yeah, you were right. That is a big problem, and still do nothing about it. But at least you get somebody on your side. So, what questions do you have for me now? Anything?
No, I don't think so.
If you ever do, don't hesitate to come and find me and ask. I'm happy to support you in any way I can. It's pretty much all I do out here. So give me something to do, otherwise I'll get up to mischief. What I'll do now is I'll go get Kira. She'll go through some of the stuff. do try to recall as much as you can. I don't expect you to remember everything, but realize that it's all about taking care of you and everybody else on the platform. And have a good, safe trip. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Great.
Okay.